Hi, welcome to another edition of the Other 167. This is John. I'm speaking to you right now from Bangalore. Today, I want to just give you a brief story, something that happened one generation prior to the Lord Jesus being born into this world. History records that one generation prior to the Lord Jesus being born on this planet Earth, we're going through a crisis. They were going through a crisis of unparalleled proportion. You and I would know that there was no spiritual voice for almost 400 years. There was no prophet. There was no word from God. God was literally almost silent. The people were not hearing from God for 400 plus years. But there was another problem that the children of Israel at that point of time was facing. And that was, there was also a drought in the land. There was a drought happening so devastating that they were running out of water. They just didn't have water. They didn't have rain. There was no source of water from any other parts of that vicinity that they could get the supply from. And they were running out of water. An entire generation was on the brink of extinction because of drought. But there was a man in this particular time, in this period, who was known to be a man of faith, a man of prayer, a man who would just go to God and just pray to God and ask of God. His name is Honi. Honi was a man of faith, man of prayer. And so the elders of that time went across to Honi and told him the problem and said, you got to do something because we're just this generation, we are running short of water. And if this generation passes off, we do not know what would happen to the children of Israel. So Honi decides to pray for the land of Israel, pray for the children of Israel. And so he goes to an open ground, takes his staff in his hand, and then with the staff, he draws a circle. He draws a circle with that staff and gets into the middle of the circle, falls down on his knees and raises up his voice and says, "O God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, I'm coming to you. For this generation needs a miracle, and this generation needs water." And as the historians record what happened, the minute those words left Honi's mouth and hit the heavens, immediately there was light showers that started to fall in the land. Everybody's eyes were looking at Honi pray, was looking heavenwards because now they could feel the droplets falling on their faces. Except for one man, he was looking down and he kept praying and praying, and he said, not of this kind of shower did I pray for, Lord, but I want you to bless this land, that every cistern, every lake, every river would be full of the water that you're going to provide. And as he did pray, immediately the scribes who wrote this account tell us that there was thunder showers that fell to the ground. Every drop that was hitting the ground was as big as an egg. And so the people now started running for cover because they knew if this is going to be pouring down rain like this, they're going to be a flood situation. So they ran for cover. But Honi kept staying in the middle of the circle and prayed, Lord, not for such a rain did I pray for, but a rain that will be the rain of your grace and of your righteousness upon this land. And then as he prayed, the rain just evened off and it was just mild rain. But because of that one man's prayer, an entire generation was saved because of one man's prayer. You see, I was hearing my favorite pastor, Jensen Franklin, say this, and he said this: bold prayers honor God, and God honors bold prayers. And when I heard it, I said, oh my God, that's awesome. Bold prayers. We need bold prayers. People who pray bold prayers. I don't know what your situation is. I don't know what you're going through right now. But right now, maybe God is asking you to pray some bold prayers for your job, bold prayers for your career, bold prayers for your relationship in your home, bold prayers for your financial situation, bold prayers, something that you desperately need, maybe for your son, for your daughter, maybe for your own health, I don't know what, but pray bold prayers, because God honors bold prayers, and bold prayers honor God. I pray because you see in Luke chapter 18 and verse 8, Jesus says, when I come back to the earth, will I find men and women of faith? Would I find men and women of faith? He is looking from heaven for men and women of faith. And I wish you could raise up your hand saying, I am a candidate. I am a man. I am a woman of faith. And when God sees your hand raised up, He's smiling because He's looking for men and women of faith. God bless you. Have a wonderful, wonderful day, whichever part of the world you're living in. God bless you, and see you in another episode. Thank you.